see James Charles' ass cheeks?
Hell yeah, I did.
I didn't. I've
Why
seen
is he so
Ethan though.
thick?
I don't fucking know. He probably has ass implants, without a doubt.
I've seen Ethan's.
Oh, you started. Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that's why I
took
brought it up.
Ethan's was fucking horrible. Oh,
I love it. I love how bad it is because you knew he knew how bad it was.
Yeah.
And he's trying to make fun of that idea.
Did you see fucking
Stolen Dart?
no, the duck. I like that one. That was good. But what the fuck, Ricky Berwick?
Oh,
Ricky
did
Bird.
Ricky do it?
Ricky did it. Oh my god, you look at that
What
hunchback.
is the point of this? I don't understand.
James Charles finally got his Twitter back after being hacked.
Oh.
And the first thing he said is, since I got this back, I don't want anyone to have any leverage on me. He's the only nude I ever took.
Yep.
And it's him with his ass cheeks out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dude, what a guy.
It's like
Pulling the Bella Thorne approach.
a little
Bella
bit.
Thorne's is way more impressive though.
Because it's actual nude.
Yeah.
It's like full nude.
That was like James is more like seductive, I would say. Like
James is like, we've
artistic.
seen your ass cheeks before, bro.
yeah,
You literally have a video of you in Chap.
Yeah, I was about to
in
say.
a thong, so it's not much different.
It's
Yeah.
I mean, you're not seeing your junk. Speaking of junk, I fucking saw Stamper's junk.
Also, side
my
note.
Oh, I haven't
God.
seen
Side
that.
note. Welcome. This is a sad cast. There we go. Okay, let's go.
We didn't do that last
Yeah,
time.
that was our cold opening.
Yeah, a cold open talking about ass cheeks. And
Ass
And
cheeks.
then, and then the introduction, and now Stamper's pee-pee.
No, not his pee
Junk.
his fucking junk.
His balls?
Yes,
Yeah.
his balls. He just took them out of his fucking pants, and I don't know why.
That's just something that group seems to do, if I'm going to be real.
That's just what Stamper does.
But he never fucking recorded it before. That's the thing.
Why not? Why not just try it today?
I don't know.
Today's
It was
the
just
day.
like I woke up to this. I'm like, oh hey, Snapper has a fucking another crazy video. Let's watch this. And then he points the camera at the doorway, then he pans down, and then he pulls out his junk. And I was like, oh cool,
You're like,
great. This is what
nice.
I wanted to fucking
Daddy
see.
long balls.
I kind of got like rationally angry. But I was like, what the fuck? Like
you know
that
what?
kind of
You know
shit.
what? I get it. I get it completely.
Right.
It's like there's some things I look at and I go,
What the
why
fuck?
am I so angry looking at this?
Come the fuck on, dude. We're not even fucking. I don't even know him at all. All I know is he follows me back, and it's just like, it's like one of my old
Stamper.
friends who like they sent the nude to a chick and they sent it to everyone at the high school. It's like, dude, what the fuck, bro? What were you thinking? Like that kind of mentality. Like,
Where it's like, I didn't want to see it.
I didn't want to see your fucking junk, bro. Why'd you look that up? What were you thinking? Like
People
that
are
kind of
awful.
stuff. Oh my god. So
I
yeah,
love
that was.
Stamper.
People are awful with nudes.
Oh yeah, you have a story about that too.
Yeah, my school, not me. First off,
No, it's him.
no,
It is.
it was a kid with the
We
same
went to
name
school
as
with him.
me.
It's him.
Yeah.
No, don't say that. Then that makes it worse. That's a joke. don't make it hilarious.
No, but like
It's
this
the
person.
same kid that fucking got hit with the bird, right? That old story.
No, it was just a kid
Oh,
who
I
kept
thought it
calling
was.
me a Jew.
Oh,
Like that kid.
Yeah, there was this little native kid who was like, "You're a Jew" in French, and I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "You're a Jew, you're a dirty Jew," and I'm like, "What is happening right now?" And then at one point I went, "No, maybe I am a Jew." He goes, "You're a Jew, you're a Jew, you're a Jew," and then the teacher, and I'm like, "Teacher, he keeps calling me a Jew," and then she's like,
No, he's not.
"Are you calling him a Jew?" And she goes, "What? Are you a Jew lover, you Jew?"
Oh boy.
He like snapped at the teacher too, and she's like, "You have to leave," and he goes, "You're all a bunch of Jews," and he left. Anyways, that kid went on to leak someone else's nude onto
Yeah.
like the class of whatever the year was.
This is a class
page.
website.
Class of
Yeah, the Facebook page dedicated to that. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
The Facebook
God.
page dedicated to the class of Rileys. So
There you
Damn,
go.
dude. That's a good
that
fucking
local?
class name.
it was bad.
No, it's O'Reilly.
I think I almost
know.
took a nude and like I backed out immediately. Like I'm not a fucking good looking dude at all. I was like, it was like in the heat of the moment. I was like, yeah, like right, exactly.
Oh, no.
It's like oh yeah, babe, and then it's like then I'm like oh, like I kind of like caught myself. I'm like, nope, this is
You catch a glimpse of yourself in the
right.
reflection.
It was
you're
like nope, I'm done. This is a bad idea.
know what?
Back out.
Nah, it's the same when you're watching porn. The screen goes black for a second. You see your screen to your face. You're like,
And then it's like, yes!
that's a joke. I made that joke before.
Yeah,
but,
yeah,
like,
we talked about it.
was it on podcast too?
I think so.
Who knows?
Fucking A, dude.
But it's so good though, because that joke's timeless. Because you know exactly the
Right,
moment.
you get out of that
Even if
mindset.
you're a woman, you know the joke. Where it's like you
Exactly.
look and you're like,
Oh.
Uh-oh. What the fuck am I doing,
huh?
dude?
It's the most like it's the most innate like special kind of shame where it's like, oh.
Like,
And then it comes
God.
back and you're like, I can still do it.
Or like when the camera
Look.
pans to the dude for like too long, like during like the acting part, and it's like, okay, I'm just gonna look away. All
Like,
right,
wow,
there's
nice
the,
dick.
Right, I was like, oh great. And
Oh, that's
like
a willy.
It's like you see his face too, and it's like fucking. I don't care about the.
Crying. I hate that.
He's crying.
He has tears in his eyes.
It's like, oh god, I know that cry. That's the cry that you just got the phone call. Your mom's dead. You see the phone get put down gently.
He's like, I
Is
still
the background ringing?
Yeah, and then you kind of see him just like lose it, and then he just is like, I gotta go. I gotta go.
Yeah,
I'm
they-
That was
sorry.
fucking it's the perfect.
they pull
fucking
in a
thing.
stunt double for some scene, so it makes up the fucking the
The moments
30-minute
where he's
mark.
crying.
Right.
He had to leave because of the fact that his mom passed away.
Oh my god, that was so fucking perfect.
Oh, dude, life of a porn star, man.
Oh, their lives are actually kind of shitty.
Speaking
They don't
of,
get paid much.
no,
they don't.
There's a
fucking Mia
Women
didn't.
get paid more
Okay.
than men,
This is
and men have to do gay porn on top of it.
Well, yeah, the
in
gay
order to
porn,
make-
they make a fucking bank off of it. But like
Yep.
with Mia Khalifa, I'm like, you didn't do a whole lot of fucking porn.
I find more and more every time I don't
I-
look into it,
no,
but I
it's
always
always
see
this-
more and more.
It's like 4 fucking sessions, and they're always like cut up in the clips. Because there's one where she's dressed up in garbs. She's a librarian. I don't know why I know this for beat. One's where she fucks a dude.
oh no.
Fucks a dude at a house. And there's one where it's like it's a BTS for some reason where she's fucking, and then there's the bathtub one. So it's like she didn't do a whole lot.
I don't know
It's
nothing
just
about this.
clipped out.
Where it's like, what the fuck? What the?
It's the one where the guy was crying.
She also
Austin.
gets
It
her
was the
ration.
man-
That's everyone. So
Her tit popped too at a fucking hockey match, isn't it? Remember she got hit with a hockey puck and her tit popped or something like that?
I don't remember that.
She gets
What?
really upset
I
about
don't.
when you bring up her past too. I don't know if you've ever heard this, but now people bring it up, and she's just like, "No, you're done."
What,
Like-
the porn?
Yeah, like say if she's
No,
doing something
fucking
and someone
get
brings it
over
up, she'll just
yourself.
leave. If there's an interview, she'll just be like, "Nope," and just leave.
You know who handled that really well? Sasha Grey, because she immediately made a movie and started movies after, like legit films, and then she was like, people were like, "What about your past?" It's like, it taught me how to act. That's for sure.
Right, yeah.
I know how to go through a lot of adversity, if you know what I mean. Like she ran with it. It was
Right,
like,
yeah,
that's
just-
really good.
just
Good
rock
for
it.
you.
No, but here's a sad story to bring down.
Is
the
it
mood.
the crying one?
no,
Crying
it's,
porn star guy?
no, that's everyone. I
That's
said
the
this
name of this
already.
God damn
podcast,
it.
Crying
No.
Porn Star
So-
Guy.
No, there's an interview fairly recently with like an old school one where she like just blew all her money on drugs, and she's like in the slums in Vegas, and someone's doing an interview with her like literally under a bridge, and she's like really like yeah, I'll get my life back on track. I've kicked it and like all this stuff, and apparently you can see her as she talks about some of the stuff, like just you can see the tears start welling up in her eyes, like she just really regrets everything.
It's just sad.
Because she was apparently like an A-list one at some point, apparently.
Okay.
Or then
okay.
she just like wet. Now she just literally lives homeless under bridges and or in the storm drains of like Los Angeles, because apparently that's just where the homeless go now. And
Oh yeah,
or at
because
least in
they
Los
can't be in the
Angeles.
public anymore because they put fucking spikes on the ground so they can't lay down anywhere.
Yeah,
What?
Have
In,
you never seen that?
in Vegas? They do
Yeah,
that shit?
like
Well,
any
and-
high population area where they okayed it.
yeah, it's
Oh,
kind of
wow.
effed up.
Well, yeah, they're trying to put them in those fucking houses.
No,
No, not
not.
those houses, the shelters.
they're not even trying to put them in there anymore.
They just don't want the so like if
They
you're
don't
not-
want homeless to be out in public
Well,
because
yeah.
it lowers their property value. So they're putting spikes on the ground so they can't even have places to live other than like dirt and under bridges because they don't care.
Right. That's probably more predominant, like Vegas, Chicago, New York.
Really high population
Right.
areas.
Mhm.
Fucking A, dude.
It's like, well, if you did a better job, either showing them where they can go or actually having good housing that, you could
Shelters,
take
yeah.
them out versus,
No.
no, put spikes on the ground.
No,
Fuck them. I don't
Because
care.
I think what their biggest thing was, like, people didn't want to pay for it. Like, I don't want the building near my house. Like,
But-
that shit.
But they'll fucking pay for those spikes on the ground.
Yeah, fuck
yeah,
it, why
because the
not?
thing is,
Keeps
I don't want
because
my
it keeps them away
business
from
to
their
look
shit.
bad.
Yeah, that's
Mm.
exactly what it is.
It's a whole like mine. I want mine to be perfect personality,
It's
Yeah.
very
and just like not acknowledging the human aspect of it.
There is no human aspect apparently.
Yeah,
Well,
they're
'cause
not
then-
human.
then
They're
again,
Because it's all
homeless.
about property value.
yeah property
Homeless.
value. You're right.
Does homeless sound like human? A little bit. Does that mean they're same? No.
No. I love you started to say that.
It's like,
joke.
oh
You
yeah,
go,
cat and hat, same thing. No, but that made a pretty sick book.
Well,
You're right.
I think there's obviously because they look at like the sour apples of the batch, where it's like the ones that are they're just gonna keep on buying drugs, keep on buying alcohol. You give them some money, like they're not actually trying to, make a better change for their life, so they get out of that horrible situation. That's kind of what I see it as. Is like people are just making that blanket assumption of like, all right,
Everybody's
right,
bad.
you're all the fucking same. But one thing when I was working down in Indiana, the pastor, well, that's what I always call him. Like his name's Brian, but
Brian the pastor.
Brian the
Noted.
pastor. I'm
On
not
the
gonna say
hit
his
list
last name because I
yet
don't want to dox him,
again.
and I respect him. He'd be like, he's like, because I drive around with him to the job sites and other shit like that. If we ever had to go on road trips, and he'd be like, "You see that guy right on the street?" I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Do you really think he's homeless?" I go, "No." Or I mean, like, why wouldn't I? He goes, "No. Look at his shoes." And sure as shit, the guy's got brand new pair of shoes. And he goes, "If that guy really was homeless, do you think he would have brand new
Fuck
shoes?
that guy.
No, I'd be like, he would be probably, you'd spend it on something a little bit more wiser than just like a
Or it
brand
could be
new.
like my friend who went into a shoe store and found a $5 pair of Converse that fit him perfectly.
Just
Or like again, there's an episode of JoJo where they basically do the same thing. Remember?
yeah, the fucking the panhandler guy.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm not fucking broke. I got 3
Right,
cars.
exactly. So it's
same
like,
deal.
It's like it sucks because other people ruined it for the people who are actually suffering.
But does that mean you punish everybody for
Well,
it?
no, see, that's the thing though. It's I have to doubt everyone. That's my thing. It's like now I have to question you. And I wish I didn't have to. If you're telling the truth, I have to question it because there was other guys before you that ruined it.
But that kind of assumes, and this is, I'm not saying like you're a bad person for doing this.
Right.
I think we all do, but we always assume the worst in people.
Yeah, I'm very. That's not cynic. Is that a cynic?
That's cynical. I
Yeah.
feel. I feel like the fact that you can't even like think of someone as like you have to think of them in such a negative light, just in case. You know?
Well, yeah, it's just how I was raised, though, because I had that.
I think a lot of people are like that. So.
Well, I mean, my biggest thing was it was just my sis, and I had that in 5th grade, and it just like fucked over my growing up and just how I thought of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like this shit doesn't fucking matter. Like even though it's just it's a cyst, it's a pocket of skin, but it just changed.
Talking about his butt cyst.
Basically, yeah, it is a butt cyst.
His whole asshole.
His butt cyst.
Not my asshole.
His
Fuck
butt
no.
cyst.
If it was
His
a whole
no.
asshole, I'd be fucked.
Your asshole cyst.
I
butt cyst.
could have died if it reached the asshole.
Yeah.
But it's
Butt
just
cyst.
okay.
Sister butt.
Can we not talk about that? Thank you. Don't fuck it. Hey, Drayton, nice that necklace. That's fuck, you're not picking up on the cues.
No, I'm asking what necklace. There's 2.
Well, the one with the teddy bear with all the diamonds on it. How much did that cost? How much you
I don't
pay
want to
for it?
talk about this anymore. don't expose me on stream.
So
that fucking guy.
So we recently.
Don't expose me on stream, you fuck. You could have talked about the smaller one, but you talked about the fucking teddy bear.
The teddy
one.
bear crusted at 12K. All right, Austin, what was the go? What's the guy?
So basically, I don't know, like Breitbart.
Red Bar.
This dude called Red Bar, I guess he's an old radio host from back in 2006 who's still going on today.
Oh.
He made a whole hit piece video about H3H3 and how their marriage is in shambles because one, Ethan commented on the size of PewDiePie's ring.
Yep.
2, his wife responded with a winky face just because she thought it was a cute face. And 3, go look at him.
Look at him. Just look at him.
Essentially.
God, yes.
It's a 20-minute video. It takes forever to get to the point, and he's
It's like
like
26 minutes.
and
I thought.
he's just straight up
I think it's
spewing
22.
like he's just lying. He's just like, these guys only do this 3 times a week. They can't even get through an hour and a half show. It's like they do it. They do it every 3 weeks. They do it once every 3 weeks. They barely do this, and they can't even have the energy. It's like, well, 1, they do it twice a week, so 6 times more than you're saying. And 2, they have a kid at home. Like, obviously, you're gonna be tired.
Right? Yeah, you're not gonna have enough time. And I think my biggest thing was, 1, he wanted to be like Howard Stern and be a little bit like controversial
and
with
Keemstar a little bit in there.
Well, I doubt he's on the fucking internet.
But he still has that mentality of Keem, regardless if he knows who he is or not.
That's why I'm leaning
that's
towards
Howard Stern's
Yeah, that's why I'm.
mindset too.
Yeah,
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's how Howard was. And then
Mr. Howard.
Mr.
Stern.
Oh, you ever see? Side note, you ever see that clip? Like they had like I think a porn star or some chick with.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah,
It's like, don't you want to
God.
fuck her right now?
yeah, I've seen that.
It's like, what the fuck, Howard?
You ever see that? You're sorry.
What a guy.
You ever seen that clip where they actually just bring like a hooker on and they just make her undress?
Yep.
Slide on? It's
Yep.
like, wow, this is kind of fucked up. Beetlejuice is there, just like,
It's like, oh great, look at this show with no visuals. Only it's when it's on the radio. It's like,
but then they have the clip of her actually doing
right? Yeah,
it.
they had
It's
the
like,
VOD. It's like, come the fuck on. Anyway, so I think the guy wanted to be Howard and then TMZ.
Yeah.
But like he kept on saying topic statements or like just sentences that had no back structure. So he would play the clip, say something from the clip, replay the clip, and be like, look, he's gonna say it again.
I know.
And it's like, what the fuck? Elaborate more and just going like, what? He's commenting on the ring?
I thought Ethan was really bad at that because Ethan does that a lot on the podcast. He is like 1/10 of this dude. Like literally. People
Right.
give Ethan shit for all the time. And this dude was just awful.
I didn't even. Okay, so for a point of reference for me, I didn't watch all of it. I watched the first like 4 minutes, and I was like, I
So
can't watch
bad.
anymore.
It doesn't
This
get
is-
better.
I suffered
It's
through.
so much
It was
worse.
horrible.
I suffered through too because I'm like, is he gonna be like? And this is a bit. And I love at the end he's like blanket statement quick, but I love them. But I love
he
Hila.
covers his own ass right at the end. Like, come the fuck
like,
on,
yeah,
own up, bitch.
That's like when you fucking that's
We'll
the
link it in
equivalent
the
of yelling
description of
at
this
someone for
episode.
20 minutes, and it's like
I still
like,
love you.
No, it's fine. I love you.
Yeah, I still like him.
So in case you guys don't know what we're talking about, we'll link it in the description if you want to
Yeah.
watch it.
Watch the full. Give that guy
It's-
some views. He's
He's
what?
really struggling, obviously. If this is what he's going
Since
after.
06 he's been doing that shit.
It's so weird that he even tries to take that like he tries to take the moral high ground immediately.
Yeah,
You see that? He was like, first thing he goes is like, it just isn't the same anymore.
right,
Ethan
yeah.
Hula. It's like, oh, okay, what do you mean? It's like you start listening and you're just like, this guy has no fucking clue what he's talking
Right,
about.
you're not getting
like, there's-
anywhere.
he's so grossly misinformed that you could almost tell he's doing it on purpose. Because grossly misinformed implies some level of incompetence and
Right.
and like
Mhm.
not understanding.
Yeah,
This is just negligence.
right, yeah, it would just be
You're
like
just an idiot.
Yeah, look at them, they're being idiots.
He's like, look, their wife is. Look at this. He backs down. Hila says something to him. He backs down. He doesn't even fight back. Almost like implying he's a bitch for not yelling at Hila or something. I'm like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
in a public format.
Right, yeah. Like, fucking pick your own battles. Don't you know anything about marriage? You don't just fucking start arguing with your wife constantly. He's like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, they were just having a bit and things like that. Like Ethan's like,
A.
oh, it's weight loss, and him being like, thank you for bringing it up. Like it's clear, like he's like, I want to bring it up on Noom though, because that's their new sponsor. It's like a weight loss app thing.
Yeah.
That's what Ethan was saying. Was like, I'm gonna wait to bring it up. I'm glad you commented on it because we will talk about it.
Hmm.
And even then, even if that was kind of condescending or whatever, it was clearly he made a bit out of it. Where he's like, no, you talked about my weight. You don't get to talk about the shoes and being like a goofball about it.
Right,
Like
right.
maybe a little mean.
Like
But
that's
nothing-
always how it's been though.
Yeah.
It might feel a little bit more genuine now, but that's always how it's been. Because
Yeah.
remember, he would always talk about like, you talk about something and she would start talking. He goes, no, and it's like clearly a joke.
Yeah.
and it was always like that. Now
Right,
it's
right.
like it might feel a little bit more real now, just
I mean,
because
yeah,
you don't
'cause,
see it as
Like
often.
towards the end of that podcast, that was like he totally did check out. I'll agree with fucking
Oh yeah,
Red Bar
of
on
course.
that
I
part.
think they do that. Like, I feel like lately they've been doing that, but that's partially because of the fact that like
I think what, just more stress.
just more stress of having a kid and things like that, and like dealing with everything. I feel like that's a lot.
right, dude. Fucking what's that guy's name? Mark or David?
Dan, what are you talking about?
The Red Bar guy.
I don't know.
I think his name was.
You think I give a crap about this wannabe?
Beamstar? Dude,
Yeah.
did you?
Cream Star.
I loved his fucking
Beamstar.
soundboard. That was great that he had an iPad with fucking widgets on there.
Yeah, but I'll admit that podcast at the end did go to crap. It's just kind of like he really just like there was a point, and usually they have a really bad habit of like, I'm guessing Dan cut it off so early because normally they do that stuff and then they kind of start talking again during the outro song
Mike
and overstay
David.
their welcome. Like the outro song's like 2-3 minutes long and then they'll like talk for another 10, and Dan's like you said, you're gonna wrap it up and things like that. So Dan probably just actually was like, this time I'm just gonna cut it.
Hmm.
It seems like Ethan's not there, and if they do start talking, it's like whatever.
Right.
But like, yeah, it's I don't know. It was just like the whole thing he was really digging. There were some points where it's like, okay, Ethan is getting kind of crabby towards Hila or whatever, and like this and that and the other thing. But it's just like the way you went about it was awful.
Yeah, like you.
Like there's
Stupid.
there again.
Ugh.
There's being negligent. There's being grossly misinformed.
Yeah,
This was negligence,
like he
not
literally was
misinformation.
spewing like false information by being like, they do it like what every 3 weeks. Like that's
Like,
just
that's
a lie.
such a simple fact that you could look up. So it's negligence. It's not misinformation.
It's literally just a blatant lie. Yeah, because they do it every Tuesday and Friday.
Right. Like it's
Sometimes
obvious
they
he
skip
didn't
a
do his
Tuesday
research. That's
or
all
Friday.
it was.
Yeah, and he was just like trying to get a hit piece out because he's probably losing popularity in some.
Well,
sort.
I wouldn't say it was necessarily he was making a hit piece. It might.
He might just be a dumbass.
It might just be that's how all his videos are.
Again, a hit piece has information back.
Right,
That's what
yeah,
I'm saying.
it's-
One
it's-
is negligence. One is misinformation.
Yeah.
It's just him just trying to make a shit post. That's or it's just
It's
maybe
a
that's
shit
all
post
his
that
videos.
he's trying to make a legit post. He's like,
so
he's trying
dumb.
to stir up drama for him so that he can look like.
like, look, I cracked the case
He did
before it
look like-
happened.
He did look like Keem a little bit. He had like that beard
He was a
going
hipster.
on.
Fucking
He was like a
A.
hipster Keem. I think it was his father.
Nah, dude, that was a guy that like like people make fun of boomers on like TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's the kind of guy that would be making boomer jokes left and right. Like, come on, he had his nicely trimmed
How
beard.
old do you think he is?
Oh fucking A, he has to be.
He's been doing since 2006, so there's at least
30s.
13 years there.
Yeah, he has to be
Yeah,
in his 30s, I think.
Like Ethan. Ethan's 35, and he was like, this old 50-year-old man. I think he's that old, blah, blah, blah. Like, talking about Ethan, like, what?
Ethan's young.
Ethan's not that, yeah, Ethan's 35. Like, he's not that old.
Just
I mean,
age
Rhett and
through
Link are like
stress.
40.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, yeah, and they look fucking young.
It's just the the way your body handles getting older is completely different between person to person.
You fucking dude, this fucking old fuck, dude.
So
Look at this guy.
Hey, Faith, what are you doing here?
Car crash sound effect nonstop. It's like fucking A. We get it. It's
supposed to imitate the H3 podcast.
is that what he? I don't know. Do we have to watch more of this fucker to see what his shit's like?
We should. We should delve deeper, and we'll come back to you guys.
We'll circle back about the red bar. The case of the red bar. Fucking A.
The Red Baron.
the
what-
red bar.
Fucking. What other crazy shit did we do that fucking ruined our lives because we watched one video?
What do you mean ruined our lives?
Like,
as
it
in like got us that
Ruined
this
your.
heated?
It just like ruined your day mood. You know what I'm saying? Like you wake up, you're happy, you watch one
this
thing.
fart is starting to ruin my mood a little bit. It's really
I
bad.
heard it.
That
Yeah,
little
it's
boy
not
fart that you
good.
did.
What?
Fucking
did it again.
stop, dude.
There's
Stop.
there's a few
Oh.
videos I've watched where I like watch it and I just went, this is terrible. Like this is genuinely like, you know what ruined my day?
What the
Hmm.
fuck?
Remember in class, me and Austin had a few classes together last semester, and one guy
Mhm,
made a music video that was
Oh,
so
that-
oh
oh
my
my
god.
God.
It literally it made me physically upset.
What was
It
the
made me
song
upset too.
again?
It was a cover of either Rage Against the Machine or Green Day.
I think it was Rage Against the Machine. It was so bad. It,
It was either
so
killing him in the name of.
Oh no.
So it was like it's this cover already, which you know it's a
It's
college
bad.
band, so it's fine. But then it's like as we start listening, it's like everything is not.
It wasn't a good
set
cover.
proper. Everything was just off level.
Like the guy was doing screamo, but instead of actually screaming, he was like, yeah,
like the whisper
Like-
screaming that John tried to make
He was
fun of.
like,
Yeah, yeah.
I am. That's how he was singing, and it was like, oh,
Especially since that whole
God.
song is screaming.
Okay, now I don't remember, but was the guy cocky prior? Was he like talking
No,
about?
he basically once it got done, he goes, I don't know, I just made it, and Pat was trying to throw him a bone, and like the professor
Yeah.
was trying to throw him a bone, and was like, oh, is there anything else you want to say? Maybe inspiration. He goes, no, I just threw it together.
and then
He really just threw himself under the bus. Pat kept trying to give him outs, and it was just
and it was a
no.
green screen. It was green screen work too.
so bad.
Oh,
So we were doing green
no.
screen work,
It was
and
just
the
zooming
back
in and out.
Yeah, it was this really nauseous, like zooming in and
Oh,
out with
God.
no like focus, and it was like slightly going left and right, so it was like really seasickening.
It's
Fucking
so
A.
bad.
It was poorly green screened anyway, even though we have a lot of really good equipment to green screen,
Right.
and it's not hard, especially with that level of equipment. And then on top of it all, the stuff he green screened in was like really low quality pictures of like burning cities.
It was so awful.
It was real bad. It was like
It's probably one of the worst projects I've seen at our college ever. Period.
Really?
it's you
Nothing
didn't
has
see
come
it.
close. Nothing has ever
I've
come
seen
close.
I've seen a couple bad ones.
This is literally the equivalent of negligence again.
Fucking
Where-
someone made their whole new because remember for my green screen project that you helped me out on.
Yeah.
Someone did their story about how they passed a fucking kidney stone and they went like in depth about
We've
it.
seen. I feel like we've seen that, and that's not nearly as bad.
It's
That
not
wa-
even close.
That was like
Because this visually
you
was
literally.
just so
I literally was
bad.
getting a headache watching it.
I was,
I was
too.
physically
We both-
revolted.
I think we both just put our heads down for the rest of it, and then
Oh,
we were like, "We're done.
God.
We can't look at this. It's so bad."
And then the difference is like that's not even from like a technical level of like being upset. Where we're like, this just could have been done better and this and that. It was literally like it was physically just so bad that we're getting headaches and getting nauseous
like there was no redemption quality from this.
No.
because it was
nothing.
negligence again.
Right.
There was
It
no
was-
misinformation. It was just I
It
didn't
wasn't
care.
even so bad.
Bro,
it
you
was
just
good.
didn't
It
give a
was
fuck.
just bad.
Yeah.
It was like bad music, bad singing, bad visuals.
He brought in his band, and his band kind of knew how to play the song, but not,
Oh,
not
yeah, I was
enough.
about to ask. Was that was
so
like?
hard.
Did you
to
just
watch.
find an instrumental? But oh
We
my-
should
if it's-
we should ask Pat for that file.
We should. We definitely fucking should.
and do what with it? Just watch it?
So we can show
Enjoy
you.
it.
Oh god, so I can suffer with you
It's
guys.
so bad because it's also like Pat was even like I don't know what to tell you.
He was trying to throw him a bone. He's like, "What's the inspiration here? Did you do this? Did you do that?" And he's like, "No, I literally took 10 minutes and just randomly cranked on stuff and called it a day." Like actually,
Because like there's you could tell when Pat's trying to throw someone a bone. He gave it to him twice and he just went, I don't know. And he's just like, yeah, move on.
Oh god.
yeah, it was so bad. It was hard to watch.
See that's my biggest thing too is like everybody makes and especially in our fucking field of work, everybody makes cringe. Everybody
At
fucking
one
does.
point.
I feel like it depends about your passion and if you're like, because I feel like if you're not like some people do something and you can tell they're not 100% giving it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you don't 100% give it, it will fall into
Show.
that. Yeah, it'll show.
Ugh.
Like you really like. I feel like no concept is like quote unquote
Bad.
cringy, as long as you really are confident in what you're doing.
Same
once
exact
once the unconfidence shows through, it's so clear.
Right.
same
right.
exact class. There was a kid named Luis who did a Dragon Ball thing.
Oh,
The Dragon Ball thing was not horrible.
It was like 80%. It was like in terms of like he gave a lot, but it was so kind of, but it was still better because it's like okay, he really
tried.
went all he
He
really
tried.
went all out with it. He
And-
dyed his hair.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't know that part.
Dude, he went full all out. He
And
was legit.
So he rocked it.
He tried.
Basically.
Yeah, he
It
tried.
was still kind of hard to watch just because he wasn't experienced in what he was doing. So it was like PNGs and things.
Yeah.
I feel like if he had a little bit more experience under his belt, it definitely would have been a different story.
It honestly, with the PNGs, all you had to do was turn up like the kind of fuzziness of them. Like if you put a blur on them, it would have helped a lot.
And
they
like a
were,
bit motion to the camera. Even,
Yeah,
and,
there was
like,
a
Yeah.
lot of just PNGs that were just really straight. Like there was an edge to them, which is not what you want.
yeah. But
Right,
I
right.
mean, even then, it was still nothing.
In
It does not
comparison.
hold a candle to how awful.
That fucking
It
Rage
was-
Against the Machine song
It was such a poor, like even if the cover was bad and it was done well, I wouldn't have cared. I would have been fine with it. It's just the fact it was done poorly. They didn't care. The mic they used was a shotgun mic.
So he's like holding the shotgun mic like this, going back and forth and things, kind of
Oh,
like
so
trying to
he's
use it
kinda-
as like a like on stand when people have
Right.
the like mic stands and they kind of shake it around when they sing. He was trying to do that, but with a shotgun mic that was on a boom pole.
Oh,
So like he
no.
didn't have enough room. He was knocking into stuff. His
Oh,
bandmates
no.
looked just fucking.
In like it was
They
just like
give a
them
fuck,
yeah.
opaque with like different like almost color filters over them, zooming in and out like this, just kind of like randomly and just kind of like
Oh
And
god.
again, it was tilting kind of too. So it was like,
Oh, so it's kind of like
God.
on an angle. Were
It's
there
so
shadow
nauseating.
frames or
no,
ghosting? I should say.
there wasn't even ghosting.
It's
'Cause
so freaking
he
bad.
fucked up to the point where it was like, I don't know if this is intentional or he just doesn't know any better.
I think he just didn't give a shit because it sounded like he had a plan, and then it was like 5 weeks before the semester was over. He was like, I still haven't done it, and then 4 weeks he was like, I'm kind of getting there. It was clear like he just
threw
did it,
together.
Didn't give a fuck.
and he was very clear with the pad, just like being like, yeah, I just kind of threw it together.
Fucking A, dude.
Yeah, I just kind of did it.
I think I did that a couple times with some of my projects where I'm like, fuck it.
There's a difference between being like fuck it, but you know what you're doing,
Right.
and then just being like, ah,
He
fuck it,
didn't
I
even
don't
like
care.
do the requirements. It
Yeah.
just I can guarantee he probably got like a 15, 10 out of 25.
Yeah, and like it's not even many points, which I get. Like I can understand going like it's not that many points.
What's
I
your
would need it.
final? At least put at
It
least.
wasn't the final. That was the green screen work. It was right before the final.
Oh my god, yeah.
It was
Oh,
the
God.
final. I don't even think he showed up. I think he stopped showing up to class after
Of
that.
course he didn't.
I think yeah. I don't
'Cause I
think
don't
he's
remember
around
seeing-
school
Fuck,
anymore.
that pisses me off when fucking guys don't show up, especially like college. Is like unless you paid or your family paid
Well,
or through scholarships. And
It's
you,
different if you don't show up for like a week and it's like, all right, I was sick or something.
well,
It's like,
okay, yeah,
fine.
no, yeah,
But,
I
well-
get that. I get if you just miss like one day because of like I
But what
couldn't
if it's
make
a
it.
really simple class? What if it's something you know what's happening? Because me and Drayton left a class once, by the way. Once.
Oh yeah.
Like right, it was 5 minutes in, it was in final cut, and
But,
he was
like-
literally teaching us how to cut for 3 hours.
Right. But did you? I mean, obviously though, you guys passed the class. You finished
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
With those guys, they just like fuck it.
I
Meh.
don't care. Yeah, I know
They'll
what you're
just
talking
fail.
about.
Because sometimes
Ugh.
it's just like you think you can get all. You're like, I'll just wait and get it all done in like a week. And then what happens is people like have that mentality, and then they wait, and then it's like 8 weeks before it's done. They're like, I should get started. And then 7 weeks, and they're like, I should get started. Maybe 6 weeks, they really think they're gonna get started,
Yep.
but then they get busy, and then they're like, at this point, I might as well just fail and try
Yeah,
again.
It's also going back to that story. We left once because it was such a simple thing that was like it's baseline. Like me and him, literally, the assignment was to cut a video up into like almost chronological order to show a story.
Yep.
And we did that before he was even done talking about what cutting was.
yeah,
and we
and
literally
we
were
just-
like, we're done. We don't.
Right,
I'm
we-
literally looking around at everybody else, like, are you done too? Like, yeah, we're done. It's like, okay. And at a certain point, we just went. We could be working on something else right now, or
Yeah.
we could just not be here right now, just because it's not worth it.
Yeah, and like that one day I left early too because I was actually physically ill. Like we
Oh,
went and
yeah.
did homework, and then I'm like, I'm really not feeling good. And then like I'm not gonna say which professor stopped us or stopped me at the very least. Was like, why'd you just leave class? And I'm like, it was another day where it was just cutting in a different program where it's like literally all we were doing was cutting. So I'm like, A, we went and did other work. B, I'm sorry. I keep
Sorry.
knocking into the desk. I'm so close to it. A, we like it's just cutting, and B, I'm actually sick. Like I was initially leaving, and Drayton's like, "Do you want to get some homework done before you go home?" I'm like, I probably should, but I feel like crap. And then we got some homework done. I'm like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And you
then
just bounce out.
our professor basically gave me crap for the rest of the semester, saying you always skip class, always.
It's like
It's
twice.
like one time we left, like
and it was
10
early
minutes.
in the semester too.
It
which
was
is
early in the
different.
semester. The one time we didn't like just leave in the beginning of class, we literally waited until the last 10 minutes and went, this is literally exactly what we expected. Like, he's just going to click the render button, basically.
Yeah.
So we left. And that one other day, again, I was sick. It was right away in the beginning of class. I was leaving. Drayton said we should do some homework. So I tried to get some homework done. Then I was like, I'm too sick. I'm going home.
Yeah.
And then he
Fucking
just
A.
gave me crap for it for the whole semester. And that was something he was so adamant about, even till the last day. He goes, yeah, but you'd leave my class all the time. I'm like, 1, 10 minutes before class was done, you were literally clicking the render button. 2, I was sick. The first one I get, but don't give me shit for it for the entire time I know you.
Right.
Because like
They never back down. They never, I would even say like into like later on, just still, it was that way. It was so annoying.
like our instructors are pretty chill about stuff, but if there's one thing that like they just don't like, they stay on it for some reason. I don't get
Yeah,
it.
they kind of like
this
harp
one.
on some stuff.
Because
which
like
gets
I
annoying.
understand like for the first semester we have pretty much every professor we'll ever see.
Yep.
So one of the professors' whole thing was teaching us how to set up an audio interface and using it.
Yeah.
He was anal about that, but that's fair because you should know how to do it. But if you set one up right and something is wrong in the computer and it doesn't work, he would be upset at you for not setting it
Yeah,
up
you
right.
broke it. You didn't do it right.
And it's like, okay, but that still doesn't fix my problem.
Right, you don't
Saying I'm doing something wrong and not showing me how to fix it doesn't help me.
Right. You don't have any faith in your students that you're instructing.
And that's a little bit different, but like leaving a class early when you are literally doing, for one, early in
Fucking
semester stuff.
Cutting rendering.
There's a difference between leaving in the middle of class, like during the last part of the semester, because then that stuff you should be learning.
Or consistently leaving. I mean, I'm saying like, yeah, sure, it's not necessarily the best thing that we left, but like literally we sat all of class and waited for it to be like, is there new knowledge? And he's like, okay, we're wrapping up. And then it was like, okay, we'll just leave because literally we're done.
See that?
And they also say we don't care if you leave, you're just gonna miss out on stuff. And
Right.
clearly he is different about it because I've heard so many teachers go, if you leave, I mean I can't stop you.
But like if you get it done, because again, we got it done. We did everything. And
And we
like literally that.
It's just so weird because it was like I understand like what they're trying to go for. It's like you should stay anyway.
And actually, that's the reason why that teacher didn't round up to a A for me
almost
when I had an
guarantee
89.5.
Oh, he
I almost
finally said
guarantee
what?
you.
That's what you're
I think
theorizing
that's
is?
why,
Okay.
because I was during the same class, and they're like, I'm pretty sure at some point they went, well, you weren't here. It's like, okay, it's saying I'd stay the 10 minutes, it wasn't sick.
Right.
Like, it's literally not my fault that I came to school and felt like crap, and when I feel so much like crap, I don't want to be here.
Yep.
Like, and to give me shit for it and act like I'm skipping because I'm literally sick is different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you
I feel
can give me shit for the first time. I get it.
But like when you're sick, you have no control over that.
Yeah, exactly.
You want me to come here and get everyone else sick?
And like I did, I tried.
Just cough right in his face.
Gotta do
And
the
have
Ethan
fun with
cough.
that.
It's like
Asshole.
I tried to, and I still felt like
I think I
crap.
remember that
So I
day.
tried to get some
I
more
remember
stuff.
it very
Yeah,
vividly.
I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, well, I feel like crap, and I'm like, I'm gonna try to get some stuff done with Drayton, and we got something done. I'm like, okay, I gotta go. I feel like crap. I'm glad I got this thing done, but like, I feel like such garbage.
Right.
And then he like yelled at me for it, and I'm like, okay, cool, I'm going home.
There's a lot of stuff where we did with certain teachers that we like did extra credit stuff to show we weren't bullshitting and like doing more than what's expected, and we still get crap from certain teachers about certain things.
Right. I think the most shit that I did for like I feel bad for skipping out a class for Pat in motion graphics 1.
Which
Where it's
something we've
like-
already talked about. Yeah.
It's just like I was like, I know what I'm doing. I get that. And I don't want to be rude because like his earlier years was just like, oh my God, buddy, come on, it's been an hour.
Pat's early years were the equivalent of talking about a camera, especially at the point where we didn't know anything about cameras,
Yep.
for like 3 hours straight,
Right.
and then taking a
like,
break for 10 minutes and then another hour. So it's
Yeah.
4 hours straight of talking about a camera.
And so like I would skip out of the class, but I'd do the work and I'd come in every once in a while. And I remember like one project we had to do, it was like the diamond plating and you had to like cut out letters with it.
Yeah, we just straight up didn't do that.
And what I did was I looked up like a laser burn one and I just did that. He's like, oh, I appreciate you did it. It wasn't the one that I wanted, but hey, I'll give you points for it.
Hey, that's what you do.
Right. I was like, I'm going to turn something in because I can't figure it the fuck out. I didn't pay attention, which was on me.
But still, you tried to
Right.
recollect it, and he at least gave you credit for that.
Right. I was just like, all right, let's find something else. Just laser burn something.
My favorite part about that same assignment that me and Austin did, we literally said, Pat, we're not gonna do it. And we
Well, it
were-
wasn't worth the points unless we literally failed the final. Essentially, it wasn't worth the
But
point.
we emailed Pat. We talked to him about. We're like, dude, honestly, I don't think anyone's gonna do it. It's such a long tutorial for something that's kind of just.
I don't know if he ever graded it or not.
He didn't. He just went. All right,
Fuck
I'm
it.
not grading it.
Right.
Literally said, I'm not grading it.
Good.
Fucking
And then
A.
he was like, you're cool. You all get it.
I think in my class though, everyone else did it because they obviously sat
it was-
through.
In our class's defense too, Pat was gone.
Yeah, Pat.
Oh, okay.
Pat was
okay,
having
so
shit.
that
So that was during that. Okay, yeah. Then I agree with that because when he was there and describing it, like everybody could follow along. But yeah, if he wasn't there and you had to watch the awkward video, I don't even think there was a video.
There was a video for
He
us.
Oh, there
made a
was?
video for us, but it
Oh,
was like on an
okay.
older version where stuff was slightly different.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
and
I
it-
remember that.
And
now.
again, it wasn't worth the point. It literally was like such
Yeah,
a
it
small,
was 10.
minuscule
I
amount
think
of
it was
10 or
time.
15.
I
It
think it
wasn't
might
even
have
that
been-
much.
I think it might have
for
been
us.
15.
It was like 10.
Yeah.
For us, it was 15 because I remember I got 12 out of 15.
It was like nothing. It was just like not even worth trying to do.
And he was like, yeah, you know what? Fair.
But I think
And
I
that's
mean,
credit to him. He knows, like, because we did everything else except that. It wasn't like we just didn't do a bunch of assignments at the end. We were just like, this one we're just not going to do
yeah, it's a
straight
pain in
up.
the ass. Give some kind of
Yeah.
effort. That was
Oh,
my
no.
thing.
You know what he did for that assignment, though?
You
There was
swap it
something
out.
in our grading book that we can see where our grades are. He literally said, write in here, and I'll give you the points for it.
Oh yeah, that was the other thing, was that it was worth 10 points and you could get half of it. Because in the project thing, he's like, and if you read this, just write,
Yep.
I read it, and give you 5 points. I noticed that, and I'm like, hey, Drayden,
Yeah, I
like,
was
there's a thing here.
I was like, oh.
and then
Right,
I told a handful of other people, I'm like, to try to keep it a bit more on the down low so he doesn't know someone like told others.
everybody.
Right.
But then, like, yeah, it was like we all got the 5 points, and he went good. He just wrote good.
Yeah, because it was
Nice.
like you actually took time to look at
It
it,
was
and
great.
read it. Because he's like, you know what? Fine.
Fuck it.
Because Pat is so fucking cool.
Oh, yeah?
Honestly, he told us a story. Me and him a story about him in high school, and it was so funny. I don't want to incriminate him about
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
though.
That's not. It was a good story though. It was like, of
It
course
was
he
like
did.
Pat.
You fucking
I guess the
dog.
part of the story I
Well,
can't
not
tell
like
that
that, my
doesn't
bad.
incriminate him really was
I would say that
sleeping.
I would say even the letter he left. I feel like that's not bad.
Oh, even that you say?
Yeah, I don't
I-
think that's bad.
All right, yeah, we could talk about that because I don't know if you've heard the story.
I don't think I have.
Okay, do you want to tell it?
Yeah, it was just basically like him and his friends would like bum around the schools or whatever, right? And they were a bunch of hooligans.
They were
and
a bunch of actor kids.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
and they noticed one part of the school is being renovated, and they kind of like walked in, noticed like a power panel on the wall, and we're like, huh. So they decided to leave a piece of paper with their contact information in there and sign their names. They put it in. And like 5-6 months ago, like Pat's been out of high school for probably like 30-40 years.
It was that. Now
He's
it's probably
fine.
like 8 months ago. To be fair.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
but it was
yeah.
still relatively recent when he had told
Yeah.
it. He said a month or two. I would say 5 or 6. Regardless, relatively soon, within the last year, he gets a call and he's like, "What's up?" Or he's like, "Who is this?" And they're like, "Are you blah,
So
blah,
and
blah?"
so.
And then he's like, "Yeah." And they go, "Well, we found your piece of paper in the box, and we wanted to contact you to tell you that we're signing it and putting it back so when the next time someone has to fix something, they'll find it."
Oh, nice, nice.
And then he turns to us and goes, "Ain't that magical?"
It was
And
such
he just
a
had
good
the
story.
biggest smile on his
You're right,
face.
he did
Everyone
it.
was smiling. It was such a good story.
I fed him a Bean Boozle bean once.
Oh yeah, and he hated
you,
it.
you fed him one,
As
or
in, I gave it to
Okay,
him, and I
was
told
about to
him.
say.
I
went,
told him. No, I told him
thank
this
you.
might be bad. He goes, "Oh," and I'm like,
He
"You
took
still want
half a
to eat
bite.
it?"
He went,
Yeah,
and
and
he
then he
went,
looked like an upset child. He went, I'm like, "Are you okay?" He goes, "No."
To be fair, those things are fucking
I got
awful.
rotten fish. It was fucking
Yeah.
awful.
Oh.
He went. He just had a look on his face. I'm like, "Is it not good?" He goes,
It-
"No."
It was,
And I'm like,
it
"Do you
was
want
this
to?
face.
Do you want? Do you want to spit it out?" And he goes, "Yes." You look like a child. It was great.
It was so fucking-
See, like I saw like videos about like the Bean Boozled challenge, and I'm like, oh, these people are just playing it up.
Oh, it's
no,
so
it's
bad.
actually that fucking god
Toothpaste
awful.
is the best Bean Boozled bean.
Yes, it was. It's just
Straight up.
it's meant
Toothpaste, I literally ate just toothpaste because it's
Yeah, I was gonna
good.
say if it's toothpaste, it's good. If it's the other one, it's all right.
It's good
Yeah.
too because toothpaste is the bad one supposedly, but toothpaste is good.
Yeah, that's always the one you want to get if you want to be safe.
Isn't it like blue and white? Wasn't that like the color pattern for that one?
No,
No,
it's just blue.
Oh,
It's just the
blue.
light,
Okay.
like
Mhm.
a cyan. Also, the other story I wanted to tell was while Pat was in the same guy, Pat. You know,
Yeah,
we've been
yeah.
saying Pat the whole time, but we're not saying his full name. Pat was
Yeah.
in high school with his actor buddies. They noticed that there was a cider room off of the stage that just had beds in it, and they would just go in there and just sleep.
Yeah,
And he
they
just
would.
looked at me and went, "We just slept in there all the time." I'm like, You know me well because you know I'm the one who sleep through high school
I
too.
love that. I love that when like teachers are willing to admit that they weren't good students and be like, but you can change it. Like
Yeah.
obviously it's gonna make your life easier. My life was hard because of it, and I want you to be easier, but just know it's not gonna F you up.
Or just be even human about it. Because
Exactly.
some teachers claim like, oh, I was like this in school.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that's cool, but I mean, that sounds really awful and not fun. And like, sounds like you really putting a ton of time into something isn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's more or less when you're like, oh, you guys are gonna put the same time I put in.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
lazy. It's like Pat literally was like, listen, I took naps in that fucking bed. It was awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's just like that makes him so much more likable and more
It's
human.
great. It's awesome.
Because some teachers want to act like a teacher. I want someone who acts like someone who
person.
teaches you, not
Yeah.
a teacher.
Speaking of teaching, do you think with our class, so yeah, we got a class today, but
Oh yeah.
do you
yeah, we
think
do.
we can like get all that shit done? Because remember, I'd pull up the syllabus and I read off all the
Do
fucking.
you think we could go ahead and get it all done ahead of time?
Right. Do you think we could just like grind through it if he had like the worksheets to look at?
I feel like I really don't know, and I would need help in After Effects. I've tried it before. It's really like it's a different beast altogether. It's a lot more complicated.
Okay. Because like, I think as soon as we know we're like how like the basic function, like the thing with motion,
Yeah.
as soon as Pat told us like, oh yeah, tap A and then it records all your movements at once.
Yeah.
And I didn't fucking know that. It took forever to do projects, but it's after it's like, oh, tap
Yeah.
A and then you do all this shit. I wonder if that's how
Just
effects is going to be.
one thing helped us all go, oh,
Right,
Really?
exactly. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, oh, fuck
It only
it.
takes that one thing to get there.
yeah. And it's like he waited a while to show us because he wanted us to do it the hard way for a little.
Yep. Yeah,
Which is
yeah.
totally fine. I actually think that's really good. But then we have other teachers who are like, do it the hard way no matter what.
Right. There's no
If
easy
you find a
street.
nice, I think it's different if you're like do it this way initially. If you find a better way, they're just like, okay, you found a better way,
Yeah, I
But
think
there's teachers who are like, you found a better way. That doesn't matter. I want you to do it this way.
which I get.
I think that was only the
I-
one that
but
we had though.
I still
Like,
think that's not good though, because then you're trying to stifle someone else's creativity in the same
Yeah.
exact way that they're gonna learn it because they
I feel
clearly
like-
learned it enough to know that this is a different way to do the same thing.
Maybe it's because it might lead to other problems, so they're like, no, don't. But then they do a really poor job of
Explaining.
explaining that.
Yes,
They
that's
just
the other
say,
thing.
don't
They
do
don't-
it, trust
Yeah.
me, versus being like, this is going to cause problems.
right. At least
they-
explain why.
Yeah.
That's the difference. It's someone is trying to teach you, and someone's trying to be a teacher.
And someone trying to be an asshole.
Yes, I was about to just say that because I was like, I
Yeah.
can't see the
It's about
fucking
that time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
it is. Okay. For this Am I the Asshole section, I will be reading, would I be the asshole moving out, meaning my family would likely be evicted?
Jesus
Hot
Christ.
take?
Hot take?
No,
No?
no. There's something
There's
more with,
definitely something more to this.
with
Okay.
living with the family is causing him to have problems and he can't
Her.
stand it. Oh, her living with her family, they're causing some kind of shit that she can't stand, and she's just gonna. She's obviously the adult of that situation. I think.
I'm trying to find my water bottle.
It's right here.
Where'd I put it?
I'll grab
Is it? Okay, thank you. I'm going to drink a thing of water because I've been awfully gaggy
Oh, dude, let me
today,
drink with
but-
you, man. Hold on, man. Oh. Oh
It's
fuck!
always awful to listen back because it's just bad.
Ooh.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if I do this into your ear, you hate it too.
No, no.
You just what? Breathing in the fucking
No,
mic?
this.
Oh, that shit.
Because I could do it really loud, really quickly to
Okay.
you.
So, I, 26 female, live with my mother, 52 female, and sister, 13 female. I pay most of the bills and rent since I have a decently paying job. My mother's unemployed. Last year, I started dating my girlfriend, 32 female. So there's about between them a 6-year age gap between the 26 and 32.
Right, nothing wrong with that.
My mother is a very strict Christian and doesn't approve at all. Side note, my girlfriend is trans, and you'd think that would cancel out because in her eyes, she's a man. Therefore, I'm in a heterosexual relationship. But logic doesn't seem to apply in Christianity, since I guess that just makes us double gay in her eyes. But since I
You're the
pay,
double gay.
but since I pay the bills, she can't really strong arm me into breaking up with her. Recently, my girlfriend needed a place to stay because her apartment building was being renovated, so I told my mother that I wanted her to stay with us. Predictably, she completely freaked out at the idea, saying that she would not be having sin under her roof. I reminded her that I'm paying most of the rent and living expenses, but she refused to budge, saying that it would be a bad influence for my sister, who is very comfortably straight anyway. The conversation ended there, but I wasn't just going to leave my girlfriend hanging. My mother, being as controlling as she is, had the lease to be in her name, even though I'm the one actually paying for it. So I talked with my girlfriend about the situation. We decided just to find a new place together. We also agreed that my sister could live with us for free if our mother lets us. I brought up the new plan to my mother. She did not take it well at all. Asked me what she was supposed to do. I told her that my sister is welcome to stay with us, but she would have to figure something out for herself, or she could decide to stop living, or she could decide to stop choosing to be a homophobic. She loved saying we choose to be gay, and let my girlfriend move in. She since shut herself in her room, and she isn't talking to me or my sister. I told my sister what was going on and hugged her and promised she'd always be welcome to stay with me if I ended up moving out. The current plan is if my mother doesn't budge, I suspect she will end up homeless, and I will then be able to call CPS to make sure my sister ends up with me. I feel really guilty that this is going to have, or this has to go this way, but I've spent my entire life putting up with her homophobia, and I'm sick of it.
I called it. Exactly. Okay. The mom right away, she fucked up with that lease. The fact that it doesn't, see, that's the thing. It's like, it just because you're paying the rent, but your name ain't on the lease, you have free reign to back the fuck out whenever.
Oh yeah.
The mom straight up fucked up on that end. And then the fact that she's being so ignorant about it, like, really, you're not, it's your own fucking kid. You're just going to turn your back on your kid like that? Just
it's not turning the back, in her eyes, it's probably not turning the back on the kid. It's turning the back on the girlfriend.
Well, she's not talking
But
to her
double
anymore.
gay.
Yeah.
That double gay shit.
Meaning that they are gay and probably turning their back on them and then turning their back on them.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're the double gay.
Yeah, no, she's not the asshole. Of course not. And
No, it's not even close.
not even fucking close.
Especially since, like, all things aside, if your kid is happy, why try and take that away from them?
Yeah. So what?
As long as it's not hurting others or affecting them long term, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Who the fuck cares? Mom's a dumbass asshole. That's a new one. Dumbass asshole.
Dumb asshole.
Dumb asshole.
Okay. Am I the asshole for telling my rapper friend that his music sucks and he needs to go back to school or get a real job?
I'm leaving
Hot
now.
take. Hot take. No.
So we decided not the asshole on this one, by the way.
Yeah, the last
Okay.
one, not that.
Yeah, that one's pretty
asshole.
cut and dry. So okay. So am I the asshole for telling my rapper friend?
And then you said no.
No.
I'm also gonna say no.
Okay.
Because again, fun fact, I made a whole rap album with,
Yeah, you did.
in collaboration with BLVK,
Mm-hmm,
who's a really fucking great guy. And
Dead now.
he's
God
still
rest his
alive. I thought it was good. I go back and forth on it a lot where I'm like, this is good, this is bad, this is good, this is bad.
Right.
It definitely has
Yeah.
problems, but it's not horrible.
Yeah.
And you could tell something is horrible right away when you listen to it and just go, this is really bad.
Right.
But some people are so shoved up their own ass with their own idea that they need to hear that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And especially since I'm not this kind of person where I'm just like, this is
I'm
what
so
I'm gonna
good
do.
at it. Right,
I'm gonna
yeah.
do it forever, and I'm the best.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
there's humility in knowing, and it seems like someone who doesn't know.
Right. They don't. Yeah. They don't.
Just
realize it.
off hot take.
Been best friends with a guy since first grade. He's literally like my brother. We're now 20 and he's recently dropped out of school, a really good school, to pursue a rap and social media career. His YouTube channel has a couple hundred subs and he has about 5K subs on
More than
Instagram.
us.
Nothing to really write home about. The thing is, he started rapping whenever we were in 8th grade. I always supported him whenever he asked me on his opinion of his music. His music always sucked, but he's my friend, so he just told him it was good.
Which
He'd
is not
ask-
what you should do.
He'd ask me to share
hard
links
to
to his
tell him
projects on
otherwise.
social media pages, and I would, because why not? At the time, it was doing no harm since his rap career wasn't interfering with his success in life, and it seemed like something that he was doing just for fun. Fast forward to this year, he started talking about quitting school, doing the rap thing full time. I didn't really believe him until he dropped out at the end of the fall-winter semester. I tried talking him out of it, and also suggested he find a trade or something to take up if college wasn't for him. He wasn't hearing any of it. His parents aren't exactly rich either, so it's not like he even had that to fall back on. A few days ago, he asked me to promote his new mixtape that he just dropped, and I told him no, that his music isn't very good at all, and how he was being stupid for thinking that he could possibly make a living off of his mediocre music. I wasn't that harsh.
But it comes off as harsh on text. Okay.
He said I wasn't that harsh, which makes me think that he's being really harsh for this, but he's like, I worded it softer, but this is the gist.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and he's absolutely went off on me saying I'm a shitty friend and I wasn't supporting his dreams. I'm never there for him. I'm going to regret what I said when he makes it big, blah, blah, blah. He then proceeded to block me on everything and hasn't spoken to me since. Am I the asshole here? I believe in supporting your friends and all, but I genuinely care about the kid. He's my best friend and I feel like me continuing to support his very poor choices wouldn't make me a very good friend. The thing that bothers me so much is that he's actually really smart, always got really good grades and could do great things in just about anything he puts his mind to. Music just isn't one of those things. He's really bad.
And that friend later grew up to be Tupac. Look at him now.
Yeah.
God!
Holy shit! It's Biggie.
Wow!
No, Biggie, get out of there. Okay, so. All right, so they've been friends since first grade. So
Yes.
So and they're 20 now. So that's a fucking long time.
That's like 6 to 20, pretty much.
That's like 14 years, 15 years?
Could
Yeah.
be. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Yeah, if one of you guys did that, where it's like, I'm gonna drop out of college right now, I'm gonna go into a very risky market, I'd be like, dude, what the fuck you doing, man? Like,
And we hadn't even known each other for that long.
Right,
To
I'd
be
be-
fair.
I'd be like,
we've been friends for
yo.
like a few years, two, 3 for
two,
some
three.
of us.
I think 3 for you, and then 2 for Austin.
Yeah, and it's just
Yeah.
like it's such a weird thing to be like, you know what? I'm just gonna drop everything.
Right, I'm gonna pursue this fucking risk. It's like, don't. You're being dumb. Like, do it safe. At
Yeah.
least if you're gonna do it safe.
That's what you should do.
Right. Don't just fucking bet all on black. You gotta diversify the portfolio, baby.
Yeah.
All right.
So you think, is he an asshole?
Nah, he's not an asshole. His
No?
friend's just being a dumbass.
Not an asshole? Okay.
Again, you should, if you make music, you should know how your music sounds.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not gonna say every part of the mixtape / album I made was fucking fantastic. There's a lot of it that I'm like, I could have did better here.
Yeah.
here.
Exactly.
But a lot of it is good. But that doesn't mean I'm just gonna go, yeah.
Yeah, I'm the best. I don't need
Yeah.
any improvement at all.
Yeah.
That's when you're fucking up.
Okay.
Like, it's also a thing of he has no backing to why I'm wanting to do this other than I just want to do it.
Right.
That makes you look like kind of
He
a
seems
dumbass.
to think he can make it big.
But with what? He doesn't have anything backing that other than
Right.
just I can do it.
I could do it. My friend from first grade said it was good, so it must
And
be
that's
good.
and that's the thing. It's also like if you're gonna do that, like Rich Brian did that. But only because he had made one song that just blew up really big and he went, you know what, I'm fucking writing this
Yeah.
and trying everything. Because that's different.
That was a
Because
safe
he
bet.
had something to back him up, which was the one good song.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he took a safe bet. Yeah.
And then he picked up a record label and basically helped them grow. And then now that's probably one of the more popular record labels that's smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's kind of what he did, which is still diversifying, but he had something to back it.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Versus this guy who has
Fuck it. I'm done with high
Not
school.
much.
I'm done with school.
He seems to have dropped out of a very prestigious college too. College too. He said it was a high-end college.
So obviously this friend's
dropped out of fucking Berkeley.
Yeah. So it's like his friend's like, dude, you're wasting all this other talent that you have. Like, look at you. You
He's
got
like,
to this
your
college.
music isn't good, but you're smart and you can do other things from the sound of it.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't get this. The mentality of people who want to drop out of something just to do music is such a weird thing. Because
You're like, this is
Get the
what
fame
I'm
faster.
passionate about. It's like people who drop
Same
out of
with
like
me.
school.
I'm very passionate about music. I've been making music for like 7 years.
Yeah.
I haven't put a lot of it out, but I've been making it for 7 years.
Yeah.
I'm very passionate about it. I'm not going to give up everything else to just try and do that though, because that's stupid. That's
Yeah.
what a
But
child
in
does.
some people's, but here's the thing though, it works for some people. Sometimes dropping everything to do one thing works, and
I
so
wanna know-
everybody
I-
wants that to happen.
I know this not to like try and belittle what you're saying because you're correct. It does work. I want to see the number of people that's worked for, because people use the same exact excuse with Bill Gates. Oh, he dropped out of college.
Yeah.
But he
The
didn't
difference is
finish.
he was
Because
already,
they just go
people
like,
say
oh.
he dropped out of school,
Right.
which makes it sound like high school when in reality he was at a high-end college. He's like, I know this shit.
Right.
That's different.
And that's what I'm saying. It's
And the
different
other
when he
big
has something
thing
to
is the-
back it too. He was
Yeah.
already rich. He
Mhm.
had stuff. He,
Well, he wasn't, I don't think he was that rich at that time.
he was. I thought his father.
Oh, maybe his father was
more
richer.
well off.
Yeah, probably actually. I
And-
think that's true.
Yeah,
And
and
then he had
then
something
the
to
other
back
thing is
it.
people, they look at those guys and be like, well, it worked for them. Why won't it work for me? Because
Yeah.
that was my mentality when I started YouTube long fucking ago. I was like, well, it worked for them. It should work for me. It's like, fuck no, it doesn't.
It
No.
depends on it depends how like again, my channel before I abandoned it had 100 subscribers and it was growing at 1 or 2 per day, which isn't huge, but it's something.
It's
Yeah.
something.
But I think it's just like it's luck what you talk about
Exactly.
and hitting it right on the head and things like that, and also just like being really consistent with it and making something that's good and getting better. It sounds like he's not getting better.
No, it does
he's
not.
just making and
It's
not
consistent,
getting.
but not good.
It's consistently bad. Yep.
So
All right. I'm saying the friend's not an asshole.
not
He's not an asshole. His friend needs to grow up a little.
Yeah.
you're the asshole for continuously supporting him
That's also
throughout
something
the
I was
That's
gonna
the
say
other
is that
thing.
he shouldn't have been continuing
Yeah.
to support it from the beginning. Because let me say it so that I can
yeah.
like have that.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say you could support your friends. That's completely fine. But when you hear something bad and you go and they're like, "I'm really passionate about this," and you just keep saying yes, you're becoming yes man. There's no
Yup.
progression there.
Yeah, it's not
You
like
should-
because it would be different if he was like being like you should change this or that. He was just like good.
Yeah, because like in school, Austin had to make songs, and he was getting like really hard stuck on certain things.
Yeah,
And he was like, Drayton, please listen to this. I need your opinion on
Yeah.
this. And I would come in and just listen and be like, this is good. Try this a little. And
Right,
it would-
exactly.
It would help. And he would be like, you
Yeah.
know what? I learned something from this. I tried something different. It worked.
Exactly.
I didn't just go, yeah, it's fine.
'cause initially I was trying to make a drummer track on top of it, but then he needed the drum track and just a basic kick and snare track. Instead
Exactly.
of just a drum.
And then I was like, just try kick and snare, see if it works. And he was like, oh,
Yeah, that worked.
wait,
Because
that
you're
worked
willing
way
to listen
better.
and fucking learn. It's obvious that this
Yeah, you
guy's
didn't go
not.
good, and then like left, even though you knew it was bad. You know.
Right.
It just needed something.
Yeah.
And like maybe this guy's music isn't horrible. Maybe it just needs something. But if you aren't willing to do that,
But no one's willing to be like, you need this. This is what's missing in things.
Right. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
that's the other problem.
that's the complete difference of the whole
Yeah.
situation.
But it's
is-
also it's kind of hard too, like because I've been in that position too, where someone showed me something, I'm like, it's not that good, but I'll be nice to you, like I'll spare your feelings.
there's being nice to someone on something that they're not going to put out to the world, and there's being nice to someone.
Who's doing it consistently.
But then
And-
again, that goes back to the fact that he wasn't originally planning to be a rapper, and then all of a sudden he was like, "I'm gonna be a rapper." So
Right,
up to
yeah,
that
it kinda
point, he was being
blindsided him.
supported that way. And as soon as it became that, he was like, "Don't drop out, don't do this." And then he's like, "I dropped out and I did it." He goes, "Your music sucks." So as soon as it turned from something he was just doing, because you were kind of saying like, "Well, yeah, but he's not putting it out there, well, whatever." But
No.
he wasn't, and then as soon as he did, he swapped. But does that make him an
information
asshole?
we're
For,
missing too for that because he probably was putting out music,
well, he probably was,
but then
was-
he's not getting because he's getting views and stuff from it, but that doesn't mean anything.
But there's a difference between putting out music and like dropping out, because you can put out music and still go to school. You
Oh
can
yeah,
put
that's
out
what I'm
Exactly.
saying. It's like that's the point of not diminishing returns, but the point of where it's switched is like if you keep saying yes, it's good to someone, they're eventually gonna get the idea of if it's good to him, it's probably good to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Maybe I should. And like if you keep saying yes, you're gonna end up being like, well, actually, I probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
Because if someone is constantly telling you something is good, you probably should try and evaluate it based on.
And figure out if it is
Yourself.
good.
Because if you just keep going, if someone just keeps telling you yes, 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 you're never gonna improve.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Next
So-
one. What do we?
He says that was only the first part for supporting him throughout
Yeah.
the years, not taking him seriously when he was talking about dropping out. Maybe then you could have given him true advice on keeping music on the side. Because remember, he did at some point say, I didn't fully think it was going to happen. So let's see. I was, okay, let's see if I can find out where he said it. He said something, fast forward, blah, blah, blah. I didn't really believe him until he dropped out. So he told him he was going to. He didn't believe him, and then he did, and you went, okay, your music's not good. So he's
Right.
saying, so this guy's saying you're an asshole for not taking him seriously when he was talking about dropping out. And they said, and then telling him his music is shit, something that's probably really personal to him and it's his passion. Even if it's shit, you're his friend. You could have just sat to sit down with him and talked about how you feel. Maybe staying in school would have been more beneficial while he gets the music career started. Instead, you let your emotion take over. Yes, he made a sketchy decision, but it was his decision. As a friend, you support him, not berate him like a parent.
Well,
I feel like sometimes I would disagree.
yeah,
And
because
someone
like,
here even says like, this is so dumb. No, you do not have to sit by while a friend ruins their life. Idealistic fluff is what this comment is. I think he should have sat him down. I think the idea of like you shit on his stuff. I think saying you shouldn't have been as harsh and you should have had constructive
But he said he
criticism.
wasn't even that hard on him. That's the thing. In the comment, he goes, "I didn't go this hard."
Yeah, you're right.
He says, "I didn't go that hard,"
But he
but
still said it was bad. He could have said, well, here's what you could do to improve. But it seems like more he said, well, this is why it's bad versus this is what needs to get good. You know what I mean?
but
Kinda
sometimes
difference.
it's easier to say this is bad versus saying this is good. Because if someone is doing something that heinous, they won't hear this is
Mhm.
the good parts. They'll be like, "It's still good." Okay, you need to go. This is bad. If you constantly are telling someone yes, 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 yes,
But
and
you
they
don't have
finally
to
hear
say
this
it's
is bad, you'll listen to them more because you have to listen to what they're saying because
Yeah.
they're finally
Yeah.
telling you, you know what, this is not good.
right, this is missing this
So-
beat. Okay.
Not the asshole. Good friends aren't the ones who tell you what you want to hear. They tell you what you need to hear.
Ooh, nice.
Everybody's the asshole. I can see why he's angry, but it's a bit unreasonable to block you. At the same time, instead of telling him it sucks, you could have given him suggestions, constructive criticism, or told him about music theory. I'm assuming he doesn't know it. He said, I wasn't really as harsh as I was in the post. I really said it in the nicest way possible. I just wanted to emphasize how bad his music was. Like, in terms of the post, I'm guessing is what he means. So everybody's the asshole. What do you expect? What do you expect his reaction to be to that? You should have taken him seriously sometime in the last 6 years instead of waiting until he dropped out to believe what you that he was really going to do this music thing. I vote not the asshole. You've been supporting him because you genuinely feel happy that he's happy doing what he likes. Not the asshole. The Voice, American Idol, other generic music programs all prove that we need more people who tell their friends how much their music sucks. No assholes here. Not the asshole. You're the asshole. Absolutely not the asshole. You're the asshole.
Right.
It's
Pretty
very
divided.
conflicted.
I still feel like the people who are like, "Oh, it's your fault," are the people who are the same people who would white knight a girl, you know?
Oh yeah.
Because
oh,
they're
fuck yeah.
because they believe the world is so ideal and everything needs to be
This-
fine.
This guy said, you're the asshole. You might be wrong about how good he is. It's subjective, right? This guy says, I don't know. This might be bullshit. This might straight up be bullshit because he says, my dad told Bowie not to pursue a musical career. They were friends in high school. He was wrong. Never appreciated his music, but nonetheless very wrong.
That's complete. Here's the difference between subjectivity based on friendship and then on fact. Friendship will make stuff sound fine, but if something sounds bad when you're their friend, that's different. There is a difference to that. You could say all you want. Oh, it's subjective. But when your friend is listening to it and they like you, because you take stuff you like from people way different from someone you don't like.
Yeah.
I don't like 6ix9ine's music at all because I don't like him. It's good music. I just don't like him.
Right.
So it doesn't sound good to me. Versus if it's some like Chief Keef has bad music, but I like him, so I like it. Because
Right.
he's a good person. And I think
I
that's
got
the
you.
difference.
I got you.
Because if I can go, this person is a good person, but their music sucks, there's a difference between that than someone you like and their music being bad, and someone you like and their music being.
You think that because of the fact that
Because of the friendship status.
so friendship status that his holds a bit more merit to what he's saying
It holds
than the
way
guy
more
who's
merit.
talking to Bowie allegedly.
Yeah,
Right.
because again, there is if you're someone's friend for so long, you always want the best for them.
Exactly.
You always try and tell them good things. When you're first time telling them it's not good, that's when you should listen.
Yeah.
Because if like one day we all woke up and went, this channel sucks, we're just done with this.
Right.
It would be like, well, what's wrong? And we all just went, I don't know, and
Right.
then just didn't say anything.
Yeah, just gave up on
There
that.
was
no-
end.
Yeah.
There's no fucking in between there.
Which would
There's
never
no-
fucking happen. Oh
It's
my
not
god.
gone.
I would lose my shit if
If we
anybody
just
acted
went,
like that. It's just bad. And we don't try to fucking fix it. Fuck you.
Like again, it's so stupid just for people to be like, oh, it's your fault. Why? Because you kept saying he was good when it was bad. It's like, yeah, he's my friend, fucker.
Right.
I'm not just gonna go like if
You suck.
yeah, it's different. It's
Exactly.
like I have a bunch of friends who make music. If they make bad music, I'm like, I don't like it. I don't think it's that good to me.
Right.
Because there's a difference between being someone's friend and then there's between someone just
A yes
being an
man.
asshole. Yeah, a yes
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Because again, the guy was a yes man for a while, but I'm guessing there's so much in between that we don't know
Right.
that
Like
it changes the whole thing about it. But just the fact people are like, "You're horrible for that." It's
right.
no,
Like
that's
maybe
a
he
friend.
wasn't taking him seriously. He just kind
But
of thought
that's
like,
also their
oh,
complaints. Like they didn't take him seriously.
right.
Of course
Yeah.
you're not. You're fucking what? When he starts in 8th grade? Are
Yeah.
you kidding me? No one takes.
6th grade even, I think.
Yeah, that's so young in your life to start thinking like that.
Let me look.
And if he keeps sticking to it, it's like, well, he has to improve at some point, right? So he's probably like, you know what, keep doing it. You'll improve.
Wait, aren't they? They're 20 now.
They're 20.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he
So-
dropped out when?
He dropped out apparently
20.
like last semester essentially.
So it must have been like, okay, it was college. Okay.
He's probably going to a 4-year. I'd assume it was a
Fucking-
prestigious
You
college.
are dumb, especially
it's
if
like
you're
halfway
that
too.
close. Right. Yeah.
Like, just,
Yeah.
that's
Waste
just,
of money.
I
And
need
that,
to be
that fucking circles back to what I was saying
Again-
about kids not fucking showing up. It's like,
again. Mark Fishbach did drop out of his bioengineering degree 3 months before he was going to graduate,
that's dumb.
that's just dumb.
but it paid off.
It paid off, but still,
Yeah, but it's
it's
almost
dumb.
like he had an idea behind it.
Like, did
An
his
idea that had purpose behind it, not just a fucking pipe dream.
Yeah. Because the main reason he dropped out, I think Sam, you were gonna ask about it, is that he got a tumor and he's like, I don't really like what I'm doing. He's like, you know what I do like? Making videos. I'm just gonna, you know what? Almost dying from a tumor. I'm just gonna make videos.
right?
That's kind of what his mentality was about it. So he dropped out and just did that, and it worked
Oh,
for
okay.
him.
I didn't know about that. I just
Yeah,
thought like,
he was like really bad tumor, locked in the hospital, miserable. He's like, I don't want to go back to my degree. I'm miserable right now. I like making videos. I think that's
Right.
what I should do.
right. Okay. So it's kind of like before I kicked
But
the
maybe-
bucket.
Again, there
Maybe-
was more behind it than just, oh, I want to do this.
Well, maybe he was miserable at college. Maybe his friend just didn't like what he was doing.
You
You know,
stuck with
he
it
said-
for 2 years, though.
He did.
At that point, if you stick with something for 2 years that you know you're miserable in, that's kind of
Some people do.
Yeah, some
There's
people
who
do
stick with it, yeah.
because then they're
But
too
then
deep
can
in
you
the fucking
fault
rabbit
them for
hole.
leaving
I
once they
can't fault them
decide?
for leaving, but I can fault them for leaving for a dumb reason.
So you
Yeah,
don't think?
that
So you
too.
think it's dumb? What if he had?
The
What if
reason
he?
is dumb because there's nothing backing it. I will stick by
Yeah,
that.
because I feel like if he dropped out and then had a job or something
That'd
to
be okay with
support
that.
himself,
That'd
yeah,
be
that'd be
okay.
different. Because then it's like, well, you're doing what you love and you're supporting yourself. You're not just like
Having
hoping.
nothing to back it
Hail
is
Mary.
what makes it so weird to me because it's like Rich Brian did it, but that's because he had something backing it.
He had a little bit of fame from
Eminem
that.
did it because he fucking had a deal lined up with Dr. Dre.
Hey, and
He put out an album that no one heard and not many people know about. He put out 2. And guess what? Most people who are fans of him can't name them. And that's kind of the thing. They knew he tried it twice, but then he finally caught a break. But he was still working a shitty job.
and one last devil's advocate from me.
Oh, please.
Phil Fish. Dude literally was like, if Fez fails, I've dedicated my life to this. I have nothing to back up off. If this fails, I'm killing myself. Literally his words. He's like, if this game fails, this is my life work. I'm going to just literally kill myself.
Damn.
And then it worked, but then he got really asshole-ish about the fame and then just pretty much
Fame
fell
got
off.
to his head and the critics.
Again, if you watch the movie, you can see like before the fame, before any of that, people shit on him for like delaying Fez, like doxing him and treating him like shit.
Guess what? That was the internet back then.
Yeah,
That's
but
not
then
even-
But
it
I
still
don't think that
leaves a bad-
justifies.
It doesn't
It doesn't
justify it, but
justify
it
it,
gives an
but-
explanation to it.
But still knowing the same thing happened to a bunch of other people and around the same time and they toughed through it and he just felt like he was the only one it getting happened to is where I go, you're looking at this too small. It's just you.
But he felt
and a
like
team-
gamers were doing that a lot in general, and that's why he's like, you're all scum.
Yeah, he
And
used
so
a blanket
that's
term.
exactly my thing. It's too small. He's taking a small amount of people and judging a whole group of people like that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But-
His mindset was too small in a really big fucking pond.
Yeah. So, but regardless, for him, Phil Fish did the same thing and it worked. I'm
He
just
had
kidding.
something backing it.
No, he didn't.
He had the idea backing it.
But you don't think this
Even-
idea is backing it?
Yeah. Do you think he's full on going for it?
I feel like,
if
yeah.
he's doing social media stuff, he's trying. But do you think his heart's into it if he just can still go to school? Because he probably would have started earlier if his
No,
heart was into
because
it.
I feel like that's not a good argument given the fact that some people literally are lost and don't fully know what they do and then just decide.
But then he just decided one day he's going to drop out of school.
Yeah, and he's like, you know what? I love music and F it. I'm not happy. Some people get stuck, like fed up with the status quo and just decide to up and leave. They just like one day they decide their brain goes, you know what? F this. And they go, you know what? Yeah, F this. People do that.
There's a lot of people who just go missing because of that too. Not like in a negative way. They'll just like, you know what? I don't like my job. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
They'll just end up in a different country and that's where they stay for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
Just a change of scenery helps people. But in this case, he clearly had it on his mind for a long time. And he had it for such a long time.
Yeah.
There's a difference between just one day going, you know what? I'm doing this now. Bye.
I mean, Lil Dicky did it too, though.
He had a school behind him.
Yeah, but what
He
if Lil
also
Dicky
was
had
slightly
decided?
well off.
Yeah, he used his bar mitzvah money, but don't diss him, Sonny.
Again, same deal. He had something backing
Okay.
it.
Okay,
He also
I'm
had
done.
comedy.
I'm done playing devil's advocate here. I just want to play with a few examples and see if that would get you boys at home thinking and women at home thinking.
I don't know. I like Lil Dicky though. I like Lil Dicky a lot because I think he did what he wanted to do well.
So the last one was not the asshole.
No.
No.
This one's not the asshole again for you guys. The actual sub verdicts for the last one were not the asshole. This one is you're the asshole.
Really?
I don't like. I
It
get,
mostly boils down to whoever the top comment is at the time. They're trying to fix it because lots of times the first top comment is just the one that gets the verdict, which isn't
Yeah.
necessarily fair.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. So for this one, it was labeled "You're the asshole."
I don't. I get both sides though.
Yeah, yeah. I agree.
get not
I
the
agree.
asshole and I get the asshole side. I personally just lean towards not the asshole because he eventually did go, you know what? No, stop. Listen to me, please. It might have been too late,
But he
still
tried.
He tried.
Yep. Well, thanks for listening.
Grab the mic out. Grab it.
No.
You grind it.
It's too
No,
strong. I
no.
can't. My brain, it doesn't want to work. But my body does.